Hello and welcome to another tutorial on how to use iNaturalist, the online database for all things nature. This one is about some help for iNaturalist projects, and in particular it's involved with or concerned with adding multiple observations to a project. This is probably one of the things that most iNaturalist users will want to know fairly soon into their journey. Because once you've entered a few observations and have a nice set of records going, you discover that there are other projects that could benefit from having your observations in them. You can go through that process of adding them one at a time, but there are easier ways, which I will demonstrate. So step one is to start at the project. And we're actually going to add observations in bulk, so multiple observations all at once. So start of the project. Once you're in your chosen project, you do a bit of a search for, it's very obvious on the page, on the right hand side underneath the banner picture, you'll find this menu with members, your membership, and this little line here that says add from your observations. That's the thing to click. And then what it does is actually take you to the page that lists all of your observations and presents you with the same menu that you have when you click upload or add observations from wherever you are. But instead of doing just add observations, we're going to do batch edit, which isn't quite what it sounds. It's actually for adding multiple observations from your set of observations. So click on batch edit and it takes, or it basically opens up all of your records, opens them up and allows you to select the records that you want to appear in the project. So you can select them individually, that's one way. There are other ways. Go back to the observation page further up the top, and the menu actually changes up here. So at the moment we're in editing the selected ones, or you can select all of the records if you're that ambitious, or you can select today, so that is records that have just been entered in the last 24 hours. Pardon me. So you choose which records you decide to add to the project, and so once you've selected them, you just click edit selected or all or today, and away you go. The next thing to do is to add to the project. So simply click on that add to project button there on the main top menu, and all of those selected observations will go straight into the project. It's that easy. Now, depending on how many records, the number of records you've added, you should be able to view the newly added records in a minute or two. Of course, if you've done hundreds or even more, then it may take a little longer, but it's a good idea to go back to the project and make sure the records are there, make sure it worked. Oops, of course, things can go wrong and probably will, but you'll get some kind of message, an error message, which hopefully explains what the problem is. Now this one here was a message to say that the observation that I tried to add was already in the project, so I didn't need to add it. So there may be other reasons why a record will not be added, including the observation not meeting certain criteria that's been set up by the owner of the project. Now in this case, it's best to send a message to the project owner or administrator and ask about the matching of your record to their criteria. When people start a project, they often put in certain criteria to limit the kinds of records that are shown as part of that project. Obviously, it's a project-based thing, so they want to not have every record in the world appearing in You won't have this problem with the FNCB project page because there's no special criteria set. We're relying on your original observation and the info in that to be enough. So use the bulk addition tools to add more records to the Field Naturalists Club Ballarat iNaturalist project and share your information with others. That is what it's all about. The more records we capture, the richer we are in our knowledge of all things natural. I'll have some more iNaturalist tutorials to deliver at some stage, particularly on projects. So stay tuned and thanks for listening. Bye for now.